Hey guys. So to Friday we talked about sine, cosine, tangent, cosecant, secant, and cotangent. And we talked about using trig ratios to figure out missing side lengths in a triangle. So we're gonna not mention that today, but in the next couple days we'll come back to it because I need to introduce something else before we can kind of put everything together. So we're going to talk about angles. And we're going to say that an angle in the coordinate plane is said to be in standard position if its vertex is at the origin and its initial side is on the positive x-axis. So that's a lot of vocab. All right. So if you notice down here, we have a little visual for us to kind of work with, right? We have this one right here. So the initial side is where is this angle starting from? So we're always going to start from the positive x-axis, right? And then from there, we're just going to rotate from the origin. So in this instance right here, we're rotating a positive direction. This would be a positive angle. That means that we're rotating counterclockwise. If we start at the initial side over on the positive x-axis and we rotate clockwise, we would count that as a negative angle. All right. So keep in mind, positive means counterclockwise, negative means clockwise. The best explanation of why that is that well, most things in nature when they rotate tend to be counterclockwise, so that's why we associate that with the positive side. Okay. So that's that. Now, aside from that, we also have this idea of a terminal side, right? So the terminal side is where it ends. The idea that if something is terminal, like ending. Okay. So now if you notice with this picture that was drawn, they have this angle that we're starting from right here, but they also have two different ones, and we want to talk about those two different ones. So we also got this one right here in the green, which I'm kind of overstretching just to make it a little more visual. We also have this little one down here that kind of like spirals out. So notice all three of those angles are starting from the same initial side, and they're all ending at the same terminal side. So essentially they're the same thing. But because one's positive, one's negative, one has like is kind of spiraling out, they have different angle measures, even though they correspond to the same angle. So over here, I kind of drew it out, and let's say we had 120 degrees to begin with. So if I'm going in a negative direction, right, I'm starting here and I'm ending there. I could say that, well, if that's 120, but how do I get that negative angle? Oh boy. All right, so essentially I have a completed circle. If I know part of the angle or part of the circle is 120 degrees, then the other part should be 240 degrees. Notice how I put the negative sign because, again, that was rotating clockwise from the initial side to that terminal side. Okay? And I could also have the little black one down there. Start here. Oops. All right, start there. One. Okay. So if you notice, from here to here, right, this part that I'm kind of trying to highlight, that completed an entire revolution. It started from the initial side, it ended at the initial side, so I know that has to be 360 degrees, right? It didn't complete another loop, it just picked it up from here and just kind of went going, or kind of kept going, I should say. And it went that, which is still the 120. So I would say that other angle, dismiss it for now, means that this black angle should be 480 degrees. And these are all coterminal angles.